Hey guys, this is Jatin with Dropgo. In this particular video, we're gonna decode the interview round, journey, process, question, answers to various of the IT research firms like Gartner, Forrester, and others. When we talk about the problem statement that we have already identified and gonna resolve for today, is when I used to prepare for these, tech giants companies with the help of internet research. When we talk about interview questions in Gartner, Forrester, and others, I used to get a lot of stuff over internet in the form of website articles, videos, for which I need to spend around 4 to 5 hours daily, right, in order to scan through those interview questions, processes, and all, right? In order to save your time and money, what I did for you guys is I spent last 15-20 days preparing for those most commonly asked interview questions that will be there in your next interview round, right? So if you want to crack that HR interview, that technical interview or a sales interview with your next interview with Gartner or Forrester, then make sure you're watching this video till the end. We're talking about the content at glance for this particular video. We're gonna target the people like fresh or experienced appearing for the interview round with Gartner, Forrester, or any other IT research firm. This is part one where we're gonna discuss about technical and HR interview questions, considering the domain sales and software engineer. Okay. If you want responses to all these questions in the form of part 2, all I expect from you guys is to like this video and help me raise that 500 plus likes, and then give me some healthy subscribers as well. If I had that 500 plus likes on this video, I'm gonna invite a tech professional, a sales professional from these companies to answer all those questions answers to you, right? Talking about the interview process of these companies is pretty much straightforward. You have to apply via career portal or a LinkedIn job section. The best way to apply for any job is via employee referral. If you want to increase your chances of getting an HR interview call by 80 to 90%. If you want to learn how to get employee referrals by getting connected with people over LinkedIn, then we have this workshop where on day 4 we're going to discuss about how to win employee referrals via social selling principle. So if you are interested in learning how to get employee referrals, then link in the I section, a link in the description section, sorry, for this particular workshop. It is free of cost and will help you learn a lot. Then we have his group discussion and aptitude round. Then we have his HR telephonic interview, core interview, and then 6 weeks training, or depending on the profile for which you are appearing, there would be different training period for you guys, right? Now we're gonna split the questions, the sales interview questions, technical coding, and HR interview questions into 4 parts. First, let's get started with the sales interview questions. The first one is like differentiate between sales and marketing, a very commonly asked questions. Why sales, not any other profile? Or why sales when you're coming from an engineering background? Strategy to meet your target. Tell me your plan B if we reject you. Scenario based question. Client is not responding to your calls, emails, but we definitely know he is interested in our services. What would be your next step? You have received an inbound lead. What would be your next step to tell me your entire sales outreach process when you have that inbound qualified lead with you? Client is not happy with the initial consultation. What will you do as a next step? Client has booked a call thrice, but every time he's canceling it. Will you pursue that specific deal? So these are the most commonly asked interview questions for a sales profile in these IT research firm. Moving ahead is we have the technical coding and HR interview questions as well. Technical interview questions. Technical interview question, again, the most repetitively asked questions around those different tons of websites and videos that I scanned through. Pillar of OPS, object oriented programming language. Differentiate between C, C++, and Java. What is call value and call by reference? What is SLDC? Describe your task concerning a SQL server deployment. What do you know about JavaScripting API? Can you think of a use case? You are given a positive integer x. Your task is to find and return the minimum number of steps x has to take to get reduced to 1. Longest palindromic substring. Given a string y consisting of lowercase English letter, you're supposed to return the longest palindromic string of y. You're given a list of string dictionary that represent the correct spelling of words and a query string query that may have incorrect spelling. You have to check whether the spelling of the string query is correct or not. If not, then return the list of suggestions from the list dictionary. Otherwise, return an empty list which will be internally interrupted as the correct string. So we're not just talking about those basic questions or differentiate between C, C++, Java. We're talking about more like a practical oriented, coding and the technical profile questions. Because at the end of the day, if you are cracking those interview rounds of these e-learning giants, we're talking about a salary package of 20 lakhs plus, right? So you have to be ready for these sort of complex interview questions as well. You already have the list, right? So all you have to do is to prepare for the answers. If you want my help in preparing those answers, just like this video, right? 500 plus likes, I'm gonna invite a technical profile person who gonna help you to provide these responses. How do you typically troubleshoot problem? Can you give me a step-by-step example? Tell me what you know about virtualization and containerization. Do you have any specific experience with tools like VMware or VirtualBox? Data structure and types. You have given a long type array list ARR of size X. It represents an elevation map where ARI denotes the elevation of the height bar. Print the total amount of rainwater that can be trapped in these elevations. You are given an infinite supply of coins of denomination y, y0, y1, y2 up to yn minus 1. You need to figure out the total number of ways x in which you can make the change for value v using coins or denomination from y. Print 0 if a change is impossible. These are going to be your key questions that you need to have to be prepared. So it may happen that, let's say, the last question may come to you in a different form, but it's going to be coming to your next interview round. So make sure you are preparing for those interview questions. Next one we have is coding, and then we have the HR interview round. Let's get started. Now when we talk about coding questions, then these are the topmost questions that generally being asked. Differentiate coding and programming. So these are very basic questions that you should know. Differentiate between coding and programming. Differentiate between HTML and CSS. What do you know about the role of a developer and a designer? Computer program used to write code. Have you know how you can actually reverse a string? What is palindrome string? Write a code for me. How can you remove duplicates from arrays? Print a binary tree in vertical order. How to convert number string to integer in Java. Write a code to reverse a sentence of digit. Write a code to reverse a string in Python. Write a code to combine two languages. So these are the most repetitively asked questions available online via personal call that I have done to IT system engineers, right? If you guys want the practical answers to all these questions, all I expect from you is to like this video and subscribe. If you're gonna help me grow, I'm gonna in return help you grow as well. It's a mutual work that's gonna happen here. Now when we talk about the last slide that talks about HR interview questions, so these are the top most HR interview questions that can be asked in your next interview. Tell me about yourself. That's generally a basic question that everyone asks to make sure the next person who is actually appearing for the interview should feel comfortable, right? That's the whole objective behind tell me about yourself question. Why do you want to join us? Why should we hire you? Right? These are the two ways this question can be asked. The other ways as well, that why do you think you are the best role for this particular position? Tell me about the company, right? Questions related to the company and the responsibilities that you're gonna handle. That is where the job description comes into play. Tell me about your strength and weakness, short-term and long-term goals. Why is there an employment gap? Why do you want to change? Salary expectation. How will you handle the pressure? Future of programming language. So these are the top most and repetitively asked HR interview questions that will be there in your next interview round. Make sure you are preparing answers to all those technical coding and HR interview question list that I've compiled for you. It took me around 1 month to prepare this particular video. Please make sure you're liking this video right now. Now when we talk about the next step, I'm also targeting around 500 plus like on this particular video. Not just this, for specifically for HR interview questions, we have already compiled that workshop for you guys, where in particular day 8 we're gonna talk about HR interview questions. So if you want to just look at the HR interview questions, I would suggest that just day 8 and day 5 should be your preferences, right? When we talk about the entire job research, then we have day 2, day 3, 4, 6, 7. But you have just before the day of your interview, then I would suggest day 8 and day 5 are going to be a day which you should watch. These are free of cost registration that we have over our Rockroll LinkedIn off campus workshop. All you need to do is to click on get your dream job, register for free, and explore the content for free. That's something we can do right now with respect to preparing for those HR interview questions. If you want part 2 to go live as soon as possible, considering like this video right now and subscribing to the channel as well, I provided a Telegram group link in the description section, making sure you are joining that particular group to get instant updates on new videos, on questions, on updates, anything that we have for you guys in order to meet your end objective. So we look forward to your presence in the next video. Till then, namaskar.